Down here, actually gets very dark. Yeah, it gets very dark down here.
Nice. It's a great day to do it. Halloween. Surprise! All of a sudden, ghosts start jumping out at us and screaming. I want to see the Chamber of Horrors.
That was back there somewhere, I think.
Oh.
It was in that part where the tunnel split every which way.
Oh, alright.
It's just this weird room off the fire.
My flashlight.
There's some of the old subway tracks here.
I said my flashlight's doing more than his is.
There's some tracks.
Do what?
There's some tracks.
Oh, yeah. Cool. See, as long as I keep the flashlight directly off of what I'm trying to hit with the camera picks it up just fine. Otherwise, it picks up on the beam. See all the dust in the beam. Yeah, what?
There are more tracks.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Like I said, the camera picks it up as long as I don't aim right at the beam. I have to kind of work around it. Pick up the halo. Only I could adjust the beam on this thing to wide.
Yeah, I can't get photos anymore. It's getting too much. The flash just hits the dust in the air.
Yeah. Well, there's not a heck of a lot to see at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, the camera's doing fine. This thing is, for its time, it's an exceptional camera.
Yeah.
It's like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah. See, there was a switch in the track over there on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Imagine riding through here when this was a subway.
Yeah.
Those same people are right back in here. They don't want it all. They want to bring attention. So literally, when I go to the people down here, they're interested, and I'm not about to interrupt or read or fight with them, and then I'm roll. If I see something weird, I would call the cops and say, look, you guys better check this out. But it's rare. Usually, like I say, most of the people you find down here, they're just looking for like a place to crash overnight or something. That's all, and it's like more power to them. I can't, it's not my cup of tea, but I'm not about to, harass them or anything. It just doesn't get you anywhere.
There are a lot of people.
Pardon?
There are a lot of people in here.
Not so much down here. More on the other end. There are some here and there, like you saw all those mattresses and clothing. From this point on, we're not going to go way down there, but this area right here, it goes that way for about a mile, just like this. Total darkness for about a mile. Now, the interesting thing is, as you go further in there, on the other end, there's a portal, and you can walk right out. There's daylight and everything down below. We have a couple air shafts to get air down in through here. But as you go further down in here, it actually, I wouldn't say it gets safer, but you get out, there's no graffiti down in the middle. And the reason why it is so dark and so kind of isolated, there's no really reason to go way down in there, because you're like I say, you kind of get out of the mainframe. So when you're down in there, like most people hang around down here where there's some light and air, or they'll hang way down on the other end where there's some light and air. But when you're in the middle, like halfway down there, it's kind of bizarre because you're in the middle of an empty tunnel, and it's like you're in pitch darkness, and so not too many people go down that way. I've been down there many times. We have to inspect it, we fix things up, we do different things in it. This space you're in right now, you'll notice you're on a concrete floor, and as dirty as it is. This used to be called the Gannett space. There was a wall right behind us, kind of where this framing is here. There's a wall that went all the way across, and probably about another, maybe like 600, 700 yards down that way was another wall. And literally what this is the Gannett. They had right on this side here, over here where that door was, that was their big printing presses. They had, Gannett had their big printing presses. They printed the Democrat Chronicle, the Times Union, a lot of local papers were all printed in there.
My father worked there, so he used to take us in there.
Yeah, the train would come down. They'd have a train that came down through here,
With the rolls of
stop
new-
right here,
with
and
the
this
rolls
right
of
here,
newsprint.
they had these big loading docks here. This is a clean room. You can't figure it out now. I mean, it's pretty filthy. But it was a clean room, and they had big, huge, it was a warehouse. They had huge lights overhead.
Oh, yeah, I
They
remember
had
those.
major fans blowing clean air in here. It's totally watertight. And they brought in rolls of paper. And the rolls of paper are literally about 20 feet in diameter. And if one drop of water got on a roll, that roll would be ruined. So this was a complete clean room. They had about 50 people working down here. And right in these doors, literally had forklifts. They would just load the paper back and forth.
I remember it flooded.
Now we lost
once.
all that in the early 1900s. Gannett bought these new, what they call Heidelberg presses. The Heidelberg presses couldn't fit into the building, they were so big. So they built a new printing operation in the town of Greece, just to the west of us here, and they abandoned all this. So basically, once again, all this has been abandoned. Pretty much what you're seeing has been abandoned since '56, more or less. This was, once again, this was the Erie Canal. In its heyday, you'd be in about 4 feet of water, 4 or 5 feet of water. It was a little higher back then. They blasted it lower for the subway. Once again, that morphed into the subway, and now we're, 1956, they abandoned all this. So we've been looking, this goes literally about a mile into the darkness. It actually went 2 miles or more into the darkness. Now, over the years, the city has been filling little bits at a time. We sold a bunch of land, they built some development on it, and then slowly they've been working on different things here. So gradually, as they keep coming up, we just did a $21 million expansion and fixed all this stuff here. We left this area here truncated, so this is open still. So we're trying to figure out what to do with all this area. Right now they got a lot of development potential, whether they do parking down here, or whether they do some kind of, do the rewatering thing. There's talk about underground storage in here. A lot of different areas of what they're thinking of could happen in this area. One is like an arcade retail operation, kind of like underground Toronto or Atlanta or some of those areas. But our problem locally is you're not going to do that because our streets are kind of empty. We need retail on the streets before we have it down here. Right now, I think our leading contender is probably to put some parking in down here, further down, to open up, free up parking up on this top area so we can start building on the land up above there. We're going to head back, I guess. Actually, we got a choice. We can either walk all the way down where those guys just did, and you come out way down on Brown Street and circle back. It's probably maybe I'm going to say, you're walking through the same exact thing. It's going to be just like this in the dark. We can continue down there, come up at the daylight, and walk the street back. It's probably about a half hour, 40 minutes maybe to do all that, or we can just kind of retrace our steps and head back out. It's up to you, whatever you guys want to do. It doesn't matter to me.
Personally, I'd rather continue that way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You want to take a vote? You guys got any preference? I know you got to leave, right?
Yeah, but I could just walk straight up. I know where I'm going.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you can if you want. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess if anyone wants to continue down, we can continue down and come back on the street. Or if you guys want to take off, that's fine too. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. All right.
Like most people want to keep on going.
What's that?
Most people want to keep on going.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Yeah,
All right.
let's do it.
All right.
We're already down here. Let's go for it.